Hi, it is Thursday, March 27th, 2015. This is diary entry number 13. I saw the movie Insurgent. Great flick. It's the second of the Divergent movie series. If you didn't see the first movie, you may not completely understand this Insurgent movie, so I recommend watching the first before the second. But if you do end up watching Insurgent, that's cool. It's a great flick. You may not get everything, but then you'll want to go back and watch the Divergent movie. You probably want to rent it on the video. Now, the other movie I saw was Kingsman. It was meh. Do you like that? Meh. Probably scary. All right. It's James Bond uh, mixed with a little fun. Unfortunately for me, it was very graphic. Um, and I don't know. I didn't really like it as much. You know, they over glorify the kill, and and part of me just doesn't like that graphic nature of a movie. Um, it's supposed to maybe be funny. You know it's not real. You know it's Hollywood. You know it's scripted. But when I walk out of the movie and I just go, that didn't really do it for me. Even though there was some good action sequence and stuff, there's something that just doesn't sit right when you walk out and go, meh. um, and I think part of it is I often think a lot more about the whole theory of garbage in, garbage out. I'm really working hard at trying to do the right thing at improving my character, building my morals. Something that, I frankly, some of those things I didn't really care less about earlier on in life, I would say, especially when I went through my little rebellious phase. I had one of those, believe it or not. And But you realize now at the age of 44 that there is always rhyme and reasons to why your parents tell you things or your pastor tells you things. The whole concept of garbage in, garbage out is real. I mean, as someone who's experienced life for 44 years, I've come to realize that the effect of watching violence, of abuse, of really any immoral act or criminal act on TV, especially in graphic nature, has impact on your mind and well-being. For most, I think it desensitizes us to things. It can make us apathetic. Um, I've heard there's a couple studies that have illustrated that why a lot of crimes don't get reported or people fail to report things is because, not intentionally, but they pass it by without really thinking twice about it. Um, or they're maybe too afraid to talk about it that they might themselves get injured, but that's a different story. Um, but I think there's a force in this world that would rather us just be apathetic and live our lives and not worry about others. And so when you see video games with extreme graphic violence, when you see TV shows that highlight things such as rape and um, maybe the lighter side of um, taking advantage of people or something. We learn a lot about poor character on TV, and they laugh about it. And I don't think it's right. I think in reality, people should be learning to be respectful, to have manners, to care for people, to love people who are going through a rough time. I learn a lot in life, and that, it's easy to judge someone on the first look, especially if they're going through something. Maybe they have a fit of anger, or maybe their kid is having a tantrum in the mall and they're having a breakdown, or maybe they're really upset all the time and cannot control their emotions. Um, you know, uh, Maybe they're just really intense about a certain topic. Usually, there's a story behind those things, um, and if we learned to try and understand a person's story instead of judging it, um, instead of stamping it as something evil or wrong, people will respect us a lot more at the end of the day. And for me, I think that's really important, and it's something that I'm learning. I'm a support worker, and it is very easy to put your stamp on things. Um, I always try to make my intentions pure and innocent, but isn't always that way. And kind of sad, really, in the thin of thick of things, that you know you can easily ruin a relationship when you approach things in the wrong manner. Um, and this is why, getting back to the topic of desensitizing yourself to things, um, you know, our reactions are based on how society publishes its thoughts, what it wants you to believe on their medium, on their TVs, on their movies, in their video games, in their newspapers. They have a certain belief system that they want you to believe, and they will publish it there. And we can, like lemmings, mindlessly read things and not think about our own opinions. Um, and even with violence, there are people out there that, it's okay to hurt people. It's okay to be selfish. And so, if they can create a level of apathy among people, where they just have us, if we don't side with them, at least just overlook it, they'd be happy with that. So, for me, the important thing is to stamp it out, not let the garbage go in without, a firm look at it, and to go, that isn't right, and this is why, and then able to express that in a healthy, positive way. Um, because I think at the end of the day, when we come across a situation or scenario where someone has been victimized, has been hurt, where there has been an act of violence or an act of abuse, I would like to believe that I will react in the way that God would want me to react, and that would be with love, hope, help, and to meet the need of the person however possible. Anyway, that is my thought for the day, and I hope you have a good one.